the horde.
Yeah, there.
Well, welcome to you all. I'm Claudia Meadows. I'm a board member of the Echo Lake Neighborhood Association. And it's time to get this meeting started. It looks like we're going to have a small group tonight, but let's dive in. The mission of the Echo Lake Neighborhood Association is to build community by providing a forum for sharing information, connecting neighbors, promoting activities, and fostering civic involvement in our diverse community. Now to introductions. I'll start first. I'm Claudia Meadows, and I would like each of you, as you introduce yourself, to tell if you have any connection to the Lake Forest Park, the Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center. And I am a member of the Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center, and I get foot care there. So that's wonderful. Okay, Jay, would you go next?
Yes, I'm Jay Sundahl, and on the board here with Echo Lake Neighborhood Association. Um, and I don't have much connection with the senior center. I've been there once or twice, but not really tied in right now.
Okay. Diane, how about you?
Yeah, deeply connected. I'm a member, have been for years. I get foot care there. Echo is wonderful.
Yes.
Taking new patients. She's got, what, 1,600 visits last year. And I take the yoga class, the chair yoga class. I take it on Friday. I wish I could take it the other days of the week. I have to get up early for it because it starts at 11. But Heidi Linnae is the instructor, and Heidi Marr, and she is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So
Good. Well, thank you. And Mallory.
Hello, good evening. I'm Mallory. I live in Echo Lake and I work for the city of Shoreline. My connection to the senior center is admire all of the programs that happen at the senior center, and I have Rainbow Bingo and trivia on my to attend list. I'm a big Jeopardy fan, so in 26 minutes when my Jeopardy alarm goes off, I will mute myself. But I know that we have some former Jeopardy champions who host trivia at the senior center.
Okay, right. Dale.
Yeah, I'm Dale Leiden. I'm a neighbor of the senior center. I'm just down here at Corliss on 185th, so I walk by it a lot. I've been to exactly one class there. I can't remember what it was. It was several years ago. I was just about ready to. Well, I tried to sign up for a fly fishing class there, but I wasn't able to make it. I'm one of those poor people that are still the working poor. So I work in Bellevue, so I tend to spend lots of my time commuting.
Yeah.
But one of these days, I'm going to do a Johnny Paycheck, and then I will probably take part in a number of things there at the senior center. So
okay,
certainly supported.
Thanks, Dale. Pat.
Yes, I'm Pat Deegan. I'm trying to think here. I have attended Rainbow Bingo. I have taken a Spanish conversation class at the senior center, but primarily the senior center has sponsored this Power of One, where seniors are screened and then sent in as requested by teachers in the Shoreline schools. And I know Terry Monette is the head of our program, and but it operates out of the senior center. But thank you.
Okay, thanks. Diane, will you unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Diane and Vincent, and I lived in West Seattle for 22 years and was very involved in the West Seattle Senior Center. I moved to Northgate Senior Housing. I'm on a campus with about 500 elders in 2022. And I don't know anything about your senior center, but I'd love to learn. Thank you.
Well, you're in for a real treat. Emily will pass on you, and Travis, will you unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Oh, great. Well, I'm Travis Fulham. I am a community member here. I'm also the one of the co-presidents of the Echo Lake School PTA, so elementary. So nice to see you all again. I have two kids in the school district.
Nice, nice. Travis, you do a lot of work for the PTA. Let's see, how about a treasurer's report? Dale, are you ready to do that?
I am. Let me share. I have it up and I'm hoping you can see this.
Yes.
Good.
Almost. There we go.
So a little bit of a light month. We gained interest and that was it. We had no expenses this month, or contributions. I did get one in the mail from some very nice people who are great supporters of the Echo Lake Neighborhood Association. I got a $100 contribution, which I will put in the bank later tonight. So really appreciate them. There are people who you can't have a community without people like that. And so we appreciate it very much. Of these funds, the $1,571, 341 is still designated. There were no strings attached, but from the original grant provided by King County by our representative, Councilman Rob Dembowski, we have $341 left over. And so we've kind of been designated that for the maintenance and work around the bench when it's necessary. So we're kind of holding that out of the 1571.
Okay, Dale.
That's it.
That sounds good. Now to reports. I have two people who were unable to make the meeting tonight, and Michelle, who wanted me to remind you all that we are having a work party to plant 10 new trees and a dozen other native plants in the native plant area at Echo Lake Park. And that will take place this Saturday, November 22nd, from 2 to 4:30 p.m. If anybody would like to come, just show up. No registration is needed. And the other report is from Sarah Camerasi, who has other obligations on Tuesday nights now and will not be able to attend the meetings. But she wanted me to report that in Shoreline Park, new plants were planted on Green Shoreline Day, which was November 15th. And Sarah's no longer part of that regular crew who work in Shoreline Park, but Kristen and a handful of regular volunteers continue to pull invasive weeds and spread mulch. And the park did lose several trees this last summer because it was so dry, but the new plants are to be replacing those plants. So, Travis, would you like to go next and give a report?
Oh, I can give you a report of the what we talked about in our PTA meeting with our levies. I think that's what you requested, yes?
Yes, that would be great.
So,
Oh, actually, Travis, if you
yes.
give us a short report tonight, and then in our January meeting, shortly before the levy takes place, which I believe is in February, correct?
Yep.
Okay, then you can give us a real sales pitch for it. Okay.
We just have two replacement levies. One is the educational programs and operations that'll be on the ballot, and that one basically is renewing. So it's not a new tax; it's just renewing the funding that we've already been doing for another 4 years. And what that one does is it supports teachers, support staff, classroom materials, transportation, arts, and athletics that the state doesn't fully fund. And then the second one is the replacement of the technology levy, which is used to fund technology improvements like student staff computers, classroom displays, sound systems, cybersecurity, network updates, digital curriculum, and technical learning and support training for teachers and students on how to use that technology. More to come.
Right. Well, thank you, Travis. And I just want to point out that the PTA is so good at raising money for their many, many projects that they are doing. Um, okay, Mallory.
Well,
Oh, Jay, Jay wanted to remind me that Travis, you had sent an email asking for volunteers for after school events. Can you tell us a little about
actually,
that?
this was from Sarah Fulham rather than Travis.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, Jay,
I
why
can
don't
read it,
you
and
go
Travis can
ahead and report?
jump in.
Okay.
Hello, I'm unable to attend tonight's meeting, but I was hoping you could mention a request for volunteers at tonight's meeting. The Echo Lake PTA will be hosting after-school clubs again this winter, but we need adult volunteers to help support the instructors. Past clubs have included art, chess, hip hop, Spanish, and Lego robotics. We'd like to offer more, but have had trouble getting enough help to support our program to grow. Volunteers must submit a school background check and be PTA members. If the $15 fee is a barrier or hardship, we have some membership scholarships available. If anyone is interested in volunteering to help out with these programs, please email Echo Lake PTA Clubs at gmail.com, and our club committee can help get you set up. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Travis or Chris, our PTA co-presidents at Echo Lake PTA President at gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Great. Thank you. That was it.
Okay. Right on. Travis, you're getting a little help from your friends. Mallory, would you like to go next?
Yes, thank you. I have a Echo Lake fifth grader, so I really appreciate the clubs and all of the work of the PTA. He's in the Green Thumb Club this year, and he's enjoying that quite a lot. Um, I am excited because, a few years back, actually, just last year was the first year that we missed it. Um, we had a partnership in Shoreline with the neighboring kind of North King County jurisdictions to coordinate really a porch light parade. So for folks that decorate their homes or their businesses, their balconies, they can essentially register and get their display added to a dynamic map that will be available. And for many, I would suspect that some in this group might have attended the lighting of the Shore Lights display at Town Center Park on Saturday evening. So the bright blue arch and the big trolley that got installed will be there until the 10th or the 11th of January, and every night they're lit up. There will be food trucks beginning this Friday, kind of a variety of rotating food trucks that will be on site. So there will be places to grab dinner, grab a bite, and you can go inside the trolley itself. And that is where we are urging folks to start their journey uh, to enjoy the lights throughout the city. So I have a flyer that I'm going to try to attach in the chat. But I also have just a kind of direct link to where folks can register the address. Again, it doesn't have to be a home. It doesn't have to be just Christmas decorations, whatever you are interested in doing to, light up the dark winter months. Um, we hope that neighbors in Echo Lake will be interested in registering. I'll register my home once I take my Halloween decorations down and put something more festive for the winter season up. But the map itself, we're accepting registrations, trying to get them all in by the 15th of December, and plan to have a map where you can, hover over and you've got a very brief description or a name of the display. Mine will probably be Van Abema House, not terribly creative, but it'll be updated once we start to get some registrations rolling in. So that second link that I've dropped into the chat here is where you can just directly go and drop your information. Your name and your email address are just information that we're using to keep in touch with you, but it's not something that will be up on the map itself, just the name of the display and the address. So we can have our GIS mapping folks get us a beautiful map where people can click and enjoy it. But yeah, encouraging people to definitely check out the shore lights at Town Center display. Did anybody go on Saturday? I was there.
No.
Nobody went? It was we did a little 5 second countdown. It was very dark until the lights came on, and there were some pieces of plywood down because coming from the Walgreens parking lot, there's not really an accessible pathway to get to the cobblestone section of the street there. So they got creative. There was apple cider and hot cocoa. And there were a lot of people, probably 200 or 300 people. We have
Wow.
a thing called Placer, which it reads data. Basically, it's like access to people's phones, and it just tells where phones are, and so it can give us an approximation for events like that, and also things like Celebrate Shoreline. So we're waiting on the readout of how many people with smartphones in hand attended the inaugural lighting of the Shore Lights uh, town center display, which again will be open until I believe the 11th. Let me grab it. This is a partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. And there actually are already some photographs from the lighting on Saturday, the
Oh,
Shorecrest Highlanders. They had like a dance crew there. It was pretty
Yeah.
amazing. And
oh, sounds like fun.
it was fun. A lot of kids stomping around in the trolley, and yeah, if you're walking or driving or in the town center area right by City Hall on Aurora, you will see it at night. It's very
Okay.
bright. Yeah, so love to get some Echo Lake registrants on the porch parade and just again bring some light to what is otherwise a very dark period seasonally in Shoreline.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Well, thank you, Mallory.
Thank you.
Pat,
the
how?
Shoreline Chamber of Commerce website has some nice photos too.
Yes, that
Oh,
last
good.
link that the last one that I just dropped is the Shoreline Chambers website. And one of our neighbors, not in Echo Lake, but in another neighborhood, Laura Grauer is a professional photographer and was catching really, she's got
Oh,
really great photos
Yeah.
of the event on
excellent.
Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Pat,
Yes.
are you ready to go next?
Yes, I am. My winter begins November 1st, with the shortest day in the middle of winter, and with cold, dark days, some people are searching for a dry place protected from the wind and the rain. Uh, Tomorrow's World Toilet Day, as named by the United Nations, and this is I don't know if you can see. You can probably see the screen that I.
Yes.
Okay. And locally, many people search for a clean, safe toilet. And I want to thank the Echo Lake Neighborhood Association for speaking up to help solve this issue. It's nearly 2 years that a honey bucket has operated at Aurora Village Transit Center. And I received an email from King County Council Member Rod Dembowski that he has insured in the 26-27 budget for the county, the portable restroom will keep operating, that Metro is looking into a permanent modular unit. And I also received an email from Metro. I discuss with them from time to time the other day, and they told me that the usage of that restroom they estimate at 100 times per day. So it's essential. It's really that's what it's for. Uh, Today at the park, the paths had all been swept. I didn't see the city workers, but they must have come out with blowers, and it looks the park paths and the interurban trail look really nice. Uh, the one other thing that I've been concerned with is the parking of Lime bikes at the. Maybe you can see here what my concern. Does that show the
Yes.
Lime
Yes.
bike? It's in the you just this last year they put in this crosswalk, blinking crosswalk, and they're poorly parked. And Lime put them there, and I so it's kind of a nuisance. But I've been working on it, and I'm kind of looking for either a old skateboard or a maybe an old roller skate. And I think I can move those bikes a little bit. That would come in handy. I'm probably going to check tomorrow at the thrift store to see if I can find either a skateboard or a roller skate. Let me know if anyone has one sitting around. I've talked to the transportation department, and simply my solution is I think I'm going to have to move them myself. They I've talked to Lime repeatedly, and in about anyway, I don't mean to complain, but that's what I'm looking for, and I think that will I think that's the end of my report. If there are any questions, I'd love to answer them. But I'm pleased with the park and the transit center, uh, and I'm working with Lime.
Pat,
Thank you.
what was the intersection?
Oh, the intersection there was 200th and Ashworth. Uh, when you cross from the transit center right over to Echo Lake Park on the crosswalk, that those are parked right directly on the sidewalk after the crosswalk.
Pat,
No,
after they put the bikes in and we had someone at our meeting, they gave us an email to write to complain about Lime bikes improperly parked. And right after that, I tested it out, and they came out and moved the bike I complained about the next day. I sent them a photo, which helps, but they should be taking care of that. That's a truck driver who put those in the wrong place.
it was a truck driver.
I'll see if I can find that and see if it's something that you don't have.
Okay, if you want to send it to me, that's fine. It's been my experience. For me, it's taken about 3 or 4 days, and and by that time there's a new delivery, and uh, I, I would use that. I would use that, Diane, if you send it to me. Let's just say that, and I know I shouldn't be doing it myself, but sometimes that's the only way to get some things done down there. But
Well, I don't like the idea of you having liability if you damage one of the bikes when you move it.
oh,
They should
I'm
be
more worried.
taken care of.
I'm more worried about my leg or my back.
Oh, you-
Yeah.
I don't think that those bikes are pretty tough, and some people just push them over when that's a good point. I don't think I'm gonna get in. I'm just want to be careful of my own self.
They promised us that they would be responsible with those Lime bikes. And if they're not, we really need to raise the issue with them.
There is a city webpage. Yes, that
Can I make
addresses.
comment about that?
It talks about the Lime bike presence and how to complain to them, including the email address and telephone numbers to get in touch with them.
Can you add that in chat?
I'll try to dig it up now.
Oh, got it.
Was someone else wanted to talk about that? I didn't.
I just to chime in on the scooter bike issue. It's a huge issue here. And like I said, I live on a campus with about 500 elders, and often they're dumped on the sidewalks, so that we have elders that are in wheelchairs or use walkers, and there's no way for them to even get down the sidewalk. It's a huge ADA issue. And one of my best friends is president of Feet First, and he's really working on outreach and to do something about this right now, because yeah, it's a struggle. And apparently parking enforcement can't do anything. I'm also on the executive board for the North Precinct Advisory Council for North Seattle, and we have parking enforcement come speak this month, and I learned that they have no jurisdiction over all these things that are blocking without running down seniors, just having them laying on the ground. And my friend John, who's 20 years younger than me, said they're very heavy, so they're very difficult to move. And that SDOT is in charge, but they just don't want to do a damn thing about it. So we're really trying to get some action all over the place to get these things to at least not be violating ADA laws, and hopefully not run down people. Because there's been a lot of young people using them. They don't wear helmets, and so there's been a recent story about all the traumatic brain injuries too. I mean, it's just tragic all the way around.
Thanks, Diane. I know that today there was an article in the Seattle Times about the parking of Lime bikes and scooters as well. So it's an issue that affects Seattle as well as Shoreline.
Yeah.
Now, Natalie, you joined the meeting late. When we were introducing ourselves, we were saying if we had any connection to the senior center, and if so, what that connection might be.
The Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I have used them because I am a senior. I've used the acupuncture a number of times. It was only $15, or I can't remember, $15 or $20. It's very inexpensive. I've also used the Bastyr. They have Bastyr students come over and work on health issues. I've gone there for lunch. One of my neighbors invited me there for lunch, and I went there. I spoke with some Spanish speaking people at the lunch. I got to use my Spanish, which is always fun. What else? I have had discussions with the previous director, and also had discussions with the current director, Emily, because I was thinking about creating an online mediation and conflict coaching business. And if someone wanted to really meet in person, I was thinking, where can I have them meet? So I looked at the facilities, but I have not yet started that business. Maybe this coming year, I'm not sure. But
okay.
So who knows? I just see it as a really great benefit for our community as well, especially online.
Yes, thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Now, is there anybody else who would like to report on any projects or meetings or news that should be talked about before we have our primary speaker? Natalie?
I just want to say that I have a service dog, and I'm really thankful for her. And I've had to have discussions many times with people at Costco about service dogs because we get harassed about having service dogs, and there's on the ada.gov webpage, if you go to ada.gov and you click on service animal, it's only like 2 or 3 pages. It's very easy reading. I always call it like third grade reading. People don't fully read it. They might say part of it, but they don't really, and they say, well, where's her vest? And what, they say the wrong questions. They said, oh, you have not read the information on the ada.gov website. So, yeah, I get harassed. My neighbors have gotten harassed. Because I live at the Blakely, which is a senior 55, and we have a woman there who's in a wheelchair. She's not even, she's in her 30s who lives there. People with disabilities and seniors live there. But I do hear when I'm when I talk with people, I hear a lot of stories, and it's very infuriating what people with disabilities have to go through and elderly people. So, I've my neighbors have complained about people blocking the ramps. So then people in wheelchairs can't get out and around. They can't, if there's a fire, they can't go down the first ramp. They have to find a ramp that's clear. Um, I hear a lot, and so I do admit getting a little fiery and upset when my rights are violated because I feel like I speak for all people with disabilities, and it's not just me and my rights that are getting violated, but also many other people who their rights get violated and they don't have representation. They don't have anyone who to stick up for them. They don't have the right words. They just kind of they think, oh, we're non-consequential. No one cares about us. So in some ways, I'd love to get somehow a group going of people, people with disabilities represented because so many times I still to this day go to restaurants or stores and I'm harassed. They I've had to stay, I couldn't just go into Costco. Some guy called up the manager. I had to wait there for like 10 minutes. And then also the scrutiny, and they make you feel like you're doing something bad or wrong. And this one woman at the front would always kind of like, yeah, right, you have a service dog. Yeah, like you're a liar. How does that feel? Um, how does that feel for people with real true disabilities? Um, and then when people start harassing you, they do more than the questions, and they make you feel like you're a liar. And and then they say, well, that's because other people have done it. Well, it's kind of not our fault that with the store, we're an individual, and because they've had the store or a location or someone's had bad experiences, it's not fair for the person with the disability to have to take the brunt of someone's past trauma. And so
Right. Well,
that's what we
thank
deal
you.
with as
Thank you,
well.
Natalie. That sounds like a tough experience and a recurring experience. Mallory, did you have something you would like to say?
Yeah, I have one other group that is organizing locally that I wanted to mention in this space. I've spoken recently with Chris, who's the Shoreline organizer for the National Day Laborer Organizing Network, or NDALON. I think maybe you've had the experience of driving into a Home Depot or a Lowe's or other hardware parking lot and noticing that there are some day laborers in the parking lot, ready to work if a job is ready to be given out. So we have a group of around 12 gentlemen exclusively who thus far who are actually in the, okay, let me think, northwest corner of the Costco parking lot. And there are a handful of residents in Shoreline. Chris, who is the main organizer for Endalon in our area, is an Echo Lake resident. And they are looking for volunteers. Right now, what they do is they show up on Wednesdays and Saturday mornings, and they come with pan dulce, sweetbread, and coffee, and just really talk with the gentlemen that are there on site, and they do so in pairs. Most of the folks who are regularly showing up to that area looking for work are Spanish speaking. That's their first language. So they are very eager to connect with people who have any level of Spanish language skills, but also that is not a prerequisite. Um, Basically, what they're asking, if you're interested in volunteering, because they would love to get to the point where they have a presence there just to develop relationships with the folks who are the day laborers every day of the week. So right now it's Wednesday and it's Saturday. Um, They'd love to get to the point where they have volunteers from specifically our neighborhood, Echo Lake, who are available to show up on the mornings. Again, just talk with folks who are there, develop relationships, and ultimately develop rapport and trust to the point where the folks who are waiting for work may be interested in joining a WhatsApp group, which it's a messaging application, and it'll allow them to be notified if there are any immigration enforcement activities kind of really in the area. So Chris, who organizes in Shoreline at the Shoreline Costco parking lot, but really for the Home Depot, he is very integrated in the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network and the Northwest Immigrants' Rights Projects, like various chapters and work around that. So they're not asking you to stand in front of, an immigration and customs enforcement vehicle and stop them from doing their work. They're essentially just asking for a relationship and a welcoming presence to be there to develop relationships with the people who are there. And also, if something was to occur, just to document what's happening in order for somebody to know, I'm not going to be able to pick up my kid from school today. Can you call them at this number as they're being taken away? Like, heaven forbid. I'm going to drop a link to the national website in the chat, but I'll also share Chris's name and email address. Yeah, he's a local guy. I am trying to start volunteering. I don't speak Spanish. I really wish I had taken Spanish in school. It's very has a lot of utility in our country. But maybe that's still something that's achievable. But we've mentioned Spanish now twice in this, or three times now, I suppose, with me bringing it up in this meeting tonight. So, Chris, I can't pronounce his last name. This is the email address to reach him, but I will drop his information into the chat. And if you want to directly connect with him, aside from just an email, I'm happy to get folks connected. So
Good. Thank you, Mallory. Well, now at last, we have Emily Jones, director of the Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center. So, Emily, we'd love to hear from you.
Good evening, everybody. Hi. I'm got some bug. So if I cough or sip my tea, forgive me. Um, so speaking of Spanish, we actually have a wonderful program every Wednesday that is hosted and brought in by CMAR. So if you know any Spanish-speaking older adults, they're welcome to come in. It's a full day from 9 to 2, and they oftentimes will join us for lunch, as well as Zumba or rock and roll aerobics, or some other activity that's going on right after lunch. But anyway, I should back up. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Emily Jones. I have been the director now. I guess I'm going on 14 months, so it flew by. I started in September of last year, and I'm sure many of you know Teresa. She retired last year. She was the director for 6 years. And I have inherited the most amazing, incredible staff. I've heard many of you mention Echo. She is a gem, and you are right. She is accepting new clients. I think this is the first time since I've been there. So jump on that bandwagon.
Yes.
They can't start until, or they would, appointments would start in January though, just because she's already booked solid through the end of the year. She has over 400 clients right now. And there was one day I counted and my head exploded. I think she had like 13 appointments. And I'm like, just think about that. She is magic. So anyway, I don't have anything official planned. I was just going to talk in general about what we do and what we have, because there are so many elements to the center. And it sounds like some of you have some connections or not. I do want to do a shout out. Mallory is a rock star. She donated a couch for our lounge. It is nap worthy. It is awesome. So thank you so much for that. And what I might do, if it's all right, I might share my screen just to show things on the website, because this is our newsletter that we send out. But as you can see, it's black and white. Which is nowhere near as sexy as color. But it serves its purpose. For those of you who are not members yet, we send this out to all of our members. So that's about 1,200 households. And it is good for 2 months, because we schedule all of our activities 2 months out at once, which is also an important part of some of our fitness classes as they run on the quarter or monthly or they all have different, don't ask me. I still don't know how all of them work because I was double checking because I always tell people that we have about 60 classes a week. And I was wrong. We have 64. So, but anyway, we are called the Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Activity Center because we primarily serve those two cities. However, everybody is welcome. And we are a 50 plus senior center. If you were to show up and you're 49, we're not going to turn you away. We are welcoming and inclusive. And right now we are, if you are interested in becoming a member, if you join now, it is good through the end of this year and all of 2026. So that's just something to keep in mind. And you're like, what does being a member mean? Well, it means you get a fantastic discount on all of the classes and activities and events that we hold. And so it is 20 pages. It is. So real quick, I just wanted to show on the front page, and again on our website, it's in color. It's a lot prettier. We had at Picnic in the Park, or I think that's what it's called at the Lake Forest Park event. We had a booth there and we had residents make squares for a community quilt. And we also had it at Celebrate Shoreline. So this is just a little sample, again, way prettier in person because it's in color, but that's what the cover is. We emphasize wellness, a wellness model at the Senior Center. And you've heard some of the classes that we have. There's a lot. We have 5 levels of line dancing. There's, I think, 3 yoga, 3 Tai Chi. Then there's also wacky stuff you've never heard of, but are really, really wonderful as you age for your balance. That includes eccentrics, enhanced fitness, Otago, and another one that is funded by the Shoreline Police Department, and the name is escaping me at the moment. I think is it Get Fit, Stay Fit, but it's also about fall prevention awareness. Because as we know, that is one of the biggest causes of people to not be able to take care of themselves as they get older, is that they fall and they can't get up. But then we also have juggling just came back. We've got, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of all the yoga, I think I mentioned the majority. Oh, rock and roll aerobics. We've got Zumba. Also, if you know any veterans, we have a yoga project just for veterans and family members. We also have a veterans benefits advisor that will come in and help veterans with issues that they might be having with a claim or questions that they have. We also have a tea time for veterans. So if you know a veteran or are a veteran, please come by. You also get a screaming deal on your membership too. So lots and lots and lots of fitness classes. We're all about getting healthy. And as Natalie also mentioned, we have appointments with Bastyr. They come every Tuesday, and they do all kinds of wellness appointments, and they will also do blood pressure readings for free. We unfortunately no longer have acupuncture at the time. The acupuncturist, she's no longer practicing, and we just haven't been able to find anybody that can do it at the same rate. So it's a work in progress. And we have foot care. We also have once a month, POCAN comes. They are for low-income seniors. It is a mobile unit where you can have health appointments on site. Once a quarter, we call it the Mama Van, but it's the Fred Hutch mammogram van. Because, it can be such a pain in the patootie to get to the place to get it done. Well, guess what? You can get it done in our parking lot and then stick around for lunch after. So it's a win-win. We also have, coming up, we have a mobile dental clinic on December 5th. So if you know anybody that is specifically for low-income seniors, we still have appointments available. So we're always working with other organizations to try to bring in services that are essential and needed by members of the community. And so if you ever think of something, by all means, let me know and I'll see if I can work out a relationship with them. As Natalie also mentioned, we do have community dining, which is a program through Sound Generations. And we provide hot, nutritious meals in a social congregate setting 5 days a week. If you are 60 and over, it is $5 recommended donation for your lunch. We will never turn anyone away if they're not unable to pay. So we appreciate the money because it keeps the program going. But oh, thank you. There's the website. And but if you are 59 and younger, it is a $10 fee. So we gotta keep the doors open, right? But it's we have a wonderful chef. You can stop by. The menu is on our website, but I didn't have the fun color this time. But we also have the menu printed out, and it is a hot commodity. Like at the end of the month, people come in and they're like, "Where's the next month?" Because Chef Phil is a rock star. He is such a lovely, lovely human being and a really good cook. And we also have two culturally themed meals every month. So, like, if you were interested in oh, well, this one's kind of easy. Mexico is coming up this Thursday. It's going to be pork tamales, but that'll be good. Oh, and then I forgot, Eastern Europe. We had borscht. So, and I heard it was very borschty, but it was delicious. So anyway, so that is something that we offer as well, because again, we believe in, making sure that our seniors are well fed, that they're getting their movement on, and along those lines as well, I know we have so much. We also have a social worker who is funded through the city of Shoreline, and her services are open to any senior who is a resident of Shoreline. And we also, thanks to the city of Shoreline, for the first time ever, we have a mental health counselor for low-income seniors, and she's already full. But she's been an invaluable. She actually has a presentation tomorrow. If you guys are available and want to come see it, it's talking about the holidays, the dark time of year, as Mallory mentioned, and just how to navigate when it's dark out. And sometimes holidays are really hard on people, especially if you've lost loved ones and that kind of thing. And so she's a fantastic resource, and we're very, very lucky to have her. Trying to think. Oh, and also just on the food note, because I know that the SNAP thing, when that happened, that was very difficult. We do have an informal food pantry that our social worker uses, or, to give out to those who need it. We also, if you know anybody who is looking for some fresh produce in their lives, on Mondays, we do grocery giveaway. So we get food donations, and they don't always work with what is on the menu or, follows the nutritional requirements that we have to follow. So some weeks it's like 20 baguettes. There was another week it was all garlic bread. I mean, not all, but I mean, that was a big chunk of it. But then there's always like carrots and lettuce and those salad mixes. And it's a wide variety, because we just rely on what is donated to us. So if you know an older adult who might appreciate a little extra source of fresh food in their lives, provided that we're open, it's every Monday. So I know that I have, before I get to the lifelong learning stuff, does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns before I get to the fun stuff? Oh, okay then. Oh, Patrick, please.
Emily, at the city council meeting, that in the future, is it that Sound Generations is not going to be a partner with the senior center? Had you heard, or I was wondering what impact that will have, or what are you, is that a worry?
It is, I'm still processing it. So I am technically an employee of Sound Generations. And if you guys know the history at all of Sound Generations, it used to be called Senior Services of King County. And it started as like a coalition of, I think it was 37 senior centers. And then over the year, they all kind of went off to do their own thing. And so there are now only 3 senior centers left, Shoreline being one of them. And so the Sound Generations board recently announced, 3 weeks ago, that as part of their strategic plan moving forward, that they are going to be supporting us as we move to separation from them and independence. And it's kind of a big deal. I don't have answers yet or what that's going to look like, because it is so fresh and so new. We are working on a strategic plan for ourselves, because they also want it to happen within the next 3 years. And so I don't know how you found out about it, but anyway, I did. It was just announced at the NUSA meeting on Monday. But anyway, so the first thing will be that we have to get our own 501c3 status, because right now we operate under the umbrella of Sound Generations. And so that'll be the first step. And then from there, it'll most likely be a massive capital campaign for us to move forward independently. So we shall see.
Thank you.
But one thing though at city council meeting that I recently gave comment about was minor home repair. If you guys don't know about that, it is a fantastic program through Sound Generations that provides, as it says, as it's called, minor home repair for low income seniors. So if they need a new water heater or, creaky steps or, need a ramp, or, they just do minor things like that. And so they do serve the city of Shoreline. Also, if you've ever seen Hyde Shuttle, they park in the senior center parking lot. They get older adults to their appointments, and that's a Sound Generations program. And then also, if you've ever heard of senior rights assistance and Meals on Wheels, which is something else actually that they also operate out of the senior center. I mean, we're one of their satellite locations. So we do a whole bunch of stuff. But now I'm going to get to everything else was fun, but this stuff is super fun. And I don't want to talk your ear off here. So we also have classes that we call our lifelong learning. And so that is going to be like our conversational Spanish. We have driftwood woodworking, which I'm telling you, one of these days I'm taking a vacation day just so I can take that class. It looks so fun and I never get to take it. We've got quilting and knitting. We have, let me see, I should just look at, card making is back. So for those of you that like to get your craft on, we have coloring for adults, which is specifically for some older adults that might be having developmental differences or are living in an adult family home. We have bridge, which is, I hear, incredibly cutthroat. A duplicate bridge. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is. We have pinochle. So yeah, we have all of these other classes that are on a regular basis. But in addition to that, we also have partnerships with other organizations in the community. So for example, the Shoreline and Richmond Beach libraries, they host a bring your own book club. And so instead of everyone talking about the same book, they share what they're reading. And so then you walk away with like a list this long of, 20 more books you want to read. We also have an incredible array of recreational and educational. Oh my gosh, sorry, I forgot hula. We have hula classes, you guys. We have hula. Our oldest student is 104. So take hula. It keeps you young. We had Medicare changes in Medicare for 2026. That was today. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, is the one about coping with feelings around the holidays. We also are very supportive of the LGBTQ community. We have a queer senior social regularly on Fridays. Oh my gosh, there's a ton. I could read through all of it, but I will. I don't want you to fall asleep on me. The one other thing too is that we have tech assistants. So like if you need help with your laptop or something on your phone, or your grandkids want you to put something on there or whatever, make an appointment. These people can help you. Trying to think of any other. What else is coming on? Oh, we have another awesome thing coming up, getting the most out of the sale of your home. And one last thing. Sorry. If you are a member, we're trying to make more like member benefits and not have it be just that you get a break on activities that have a cost. The other thing is that we have a monthly, or is it? No, I guess it's monthly right now, coffee social that is just for members. And it is fantastic. You see people just wanting to hang out, have some coffee, have a pastry or whatever we have that day. And they just make new friends and pardon my French, shoot the shit, but in a really good way, and they talk about maybe issues in their neighborhood or, what they're going to make for a side dish for Thanksgiving. It's open to members because we just want to make it feel like there's a little something extra special for supporting the senior center in that way. And I have been super chatty. I know I missed something, but I think I got the gist of it. But if you
Well,
have questions,
well, thank you, Emily. Wow. The Shoreline Lake Forest Park Senior Center is such a gift
yes.
to Shoreline. I'm just amazed at everything that's going on there.
It took me, I'm not kidding, like a year to figure it all out too. And then can't believe I forgot this, bingo and trivia. So I will tell you, Mallory, the last trivia of the year is this Friday. And we have one more bingo next month, and it's ugly holiday sweater theme. So bring out your ugliest, scariest thing and come play bingo. It is hosted by Sylvia O'Staframore. And then the trivia, I don't remember their names, but it's by two Jeopardy champions are the hosts. Poopers. I can't remember what their names are right now. But anyway, and for that one, you don't have to have a team, but if you want one, it's a table of 6. Or just buy one ticket and then they'll hook you up with another group. And then bingo is a blast. I mean, I don't even need to sell that, man, because it's sold out, I think, 4 times this year. So we sold out this past Friday. So it's awesome. I mean, the senior center is awesome. I am totally, but I'm not bragging because I didn't do it. I'm just there to help it keep going. So thank you so much for letting me talk your ear off. And if you have questions, come say hi, call me, or I'll see you at the center.
Maybe you want to make a plug for renting out rooms.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Oh, yes. I know we do so much. So yes, we also do room rentals. Thank you. I can't even remember everything. I probably should have been a little more formal with this. We have very reasonable rates. I am a sucker for a community group. We also do discounts for nonprofits. But we have regular renters, like if any of you have ever gone to a Weight Watchers meeting, they're every Monday night there. Right now, the Dandelion Theater Group is rehearsing Wizard of Oz. It's insanely adorable, but oh my goodness, the noise level and the energy level, slightly insane. But we also have like a longtime member of the center. Her family had a celebration of life over the weekend. So we do that. We also have interest groups like a miniature train collectors association. They meet there every month. We have, I don't know what it's called, but it's when you like play war with little tiny soldiers. The theme of this one is the Northern Front. So they're going to come and have war at each other in December. So we are very open. Just because we're a great space, we have that massive dining room that has a stage. We have a full commercial kitchen. And then we also have a local rabbi is holding Sunday school classes now at the center. So we are truly open for your rental needs. So, and then, oh my gosh, now you have me thinking. I think that's everything. One last thing is this is our 50th anniversary, and I got to make a plug. We're trying to stay nifty after 50, which means it's the time of year to ask for money. So if you want to support us, as I was saying, if every member gave $50, that would be $60,000.
Wow.
So you're not even, yeah. So because we hit our highest ever at the end of October. It was 1,200. We're now up to like 1,226. So I'm a little obsessed with checking. Diane.
I may have missed it, but I don't even know where it's located.
Oh, geez. That is so important. We are in the old Shoreline High School, which is right by Spartan Gym. And so we're on 185th and 1st Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. No, thank you so much. That's a really good question. I'm all hooked up.
Thank you, Emily. Man, you covered a lot.
I did.
So, you have a full plate there.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely go to the website and then you can see our I don't know if you want to download it and print it, or you can just stop by the center and pick up a copy. But also the menu is on there as well. And one thing I will point out is that we are closed that the week of Christmas. But we are actually putting together for those that rely on us as their one hot meal of the day. We're putting together food for them this season. So even though we won't be there because we do need a break, we're still doing what we can to help folks. So
Good.
thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Thank you. I think it's probably time for the recording to stop, but people are welcome to stay and visit. So